Greetings, Blender community. I wanted to share with you guys this node setup that I developed last week. I haven't seen anybody use something like this before, but to start off, it's not this circle that we're talking about, which is just made by separating object coordinates here, doing our x squared plus y squared square root, and then this less than node, otherwise it would be a gradient, going from 0 to 1. So here we just kind of clamp it to a threshold, and we have anything less than 0.5 is going to be black, anything less than 0.5 is white, and then anything over that is black, because it's a binary thing there. What we're going to talk about is this node group here that I've named control. Let's see what that does here. We see a RGB color picker on the side here. So let's take a look at what that's going to do here. So we know we've got a hue which goes around the circle here, and a saturation which goes from inner to outer area there. And if you saw that, as I move the saturation down to the outside of the ring there, the circle moved. And as I go around the circle, it is following that exact path. Not only that, I can click and drag anywhere in this color wheel. The circle on my texture is going to go there. So that's what we're talking about today. And the value slider here is kind of a zoom. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Just to make it a little easier to explain, I'm going to hook up a different color wheel within the node just to show what's going on while and not having to back out every time. So anyway, so we're starting off here. We're separating the H, S, and V values from there. And if you see over here, I've got a couple math things. We've got equations for figuring out the x and y coordinates of a point on a circle, which for x is r cos theta and y equals r sine theta. We know that the radius here is related to our s value. So what we've got there is we're taking the s and dividing it by the scaling value here, and multiplying that furthermore by a separate scaling value that gets plugged into everything, and then that is getting multiplied by values of x and y there. Okay, let's see how those are derived. We've got, first of all, we need to look at the hue here. So it's going from 0 to 1 clockwise. However, on a radians circle, it goes from 0, at the 3 o'clock position, pi over 2 up at the 12 o'clock position, pi over here at 9, and 3 pi over 2 down here where we are actually starting. So anyway, the first point is we need this to go counterclockwise. So we're taking this value and subtracting 1 from it. And then we're multiplying that by 360 for the 360 degrees in the circle. So if you realize here we're going from 0 to 1, we need to go from 0 to 360. So that accomplishes that. We then need to convert that number into radians, so it'll work on these sine and cosine nodes. That's getting multiplied by that radius there. That's getting multiplied by the scale value. Oh, that's another thing here. Here we see we're actually crossing, we're actually plugging the x in towards the y there and the y over to the x here. And that's because, like I mentioned previously, the 0 on a circle is really here. So, you know, if what we've got is, you know, 0 here, so this would be, you know, through what we've got so far, a 0x and a negative 1y, but it through this thinks that would be this point. I'll just flip these and we can see what the effect does. I think that would be easier. Okay. So it would go backwards, and yeah. So that's what would happen here. Is that as I increase my you know, we're seeing as it goes straight down, it's going to the left. If we go up to this point here, it goes up and down basically. So it's just rotated, it's by 90 degrees. So by flipping these at this point, it fixes that and adjusts, makes that adjustment for us in just an easy step there. And then those get multiplied through, added to the x and y of our texture coordinate, which is just the object coordinate, separated x and y, added to our new values here, and then recombined, and that's now our vector for our origin of the texture. This down here is just a way to quickly give the same value to x and y in a scale, is to use a combine xyz, and I've got a couple inverse nodes here, so 1 over x. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I haven't seen this used before. It's kind of an interesting thing here. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thought it was interesting or not, I don't know. And maybe I'll have another video next week. Thanks, bye.